They say legends never die, but I guess that's not the case when it comes to football, because Partick Thistle legend Kris Doolan, well, he's no longer the manager of Partick Thistle. He has been sacked from the club after another defeat there at the weekend, 3-0 against Raith Rovers. Welcome back, guys, to Flog Football. My head is absolutely banging the day, but I'm sure my head's not as bad as Kris Doolan's head, because he is waking up to the news that he's no longer in charge of his club, his boyhood club, the club where he became a legend as a player and probably wanted to become a legend as a manager as well. But unfortunately, it just has not worked out for him. Over the past few seasons, I thought Partick would have did a lot better in the league than they have. I thought they would have been putting in title fights. And while they have been, near the top half of the table, I just don't think that's good enough for Partick Thistle. I think they should be looking to push beyond that and challenge for the championship title and try and earn that automatic promotion back into the Premiership. And under Kris Doolan, they just haven't been able to do it. You can argue they haven't been able to do it for 6 years now. However, I would argue that perhaps over the last 2 seasons, Partick have arguably looked maybe further away from promotion than they have before. And I guess the Chiefs at Partick Thistle also thought that. So yeah, Kris Doolan is no longer the manager. The club are currently sitting 4th in the Scottish Championship table, but they have no chance of catching the top 3, and they could actually be caught by clubs behind them, especially Raith Rovers now, who I believe are only 6 points behind, but with, I think, 2 games in hand, something like that. It's very close, and if Raith Rovers can, and I think they will, I think Raith Rovers will finish the season better than Partick Thistle. Therefore, it was looking like they were going to catch them, but obviously now with this change, who knows what it's going to do for Partick Thistle. And Partick Thistle may believe they had to make this change just in order to secure that 4th spot, because if they didn't change it, I do think Raith Rovers would have caught them. So now, obviously, a new manager will come in. They might benefit from the manager bounce. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, he had 99 appearances as a manager for Partick Thistle in competitive games. He didn't make it to the 100, according to the stats I've got in front of me, which absolutely sucks for him. But here, 99 games in charge, not a bad amount of games to have. 43 wins, 30 draws, and 26 defeats. That gives him a win percentage of 43.43%. Look, that's not horrible. It's not. But when you are Partick Thistle and you are in the Championship, I think you need slightly better than that. I think you need to have better statistics than that. I think you need to be closer to 50%. That's not going to win you a league title. That form is decent, and it will probably get you in the top half, but it's not going to. It'll get you into the playoff spots. But as we've seen, Partick Thistle haven't been good enough once they get into the playoff spots to get promoted anyway. So yeah, look, is it the right call? I think so. Partick Thistle, their form has kind of dipped in recent times. They are slipping further away for the top 3, and they are being dragged back by the teams behind them. So I'm not surprised that this decision has been made. Now, a statement by the club said that the decision had not been taken lightly. Chairman Richard Beestall said, quote, "The board have made the difficult decision to part ways with Kris. This was not an easy choice. When Kris left as a player in 2019, it was said that he is always and will always be a legend at Partick Thistle Football Club. That remains true today. On behalf of everyone at the club, we thank Kris for his dedication and wish him the very best for the future. We will always welcome him back at Firhill." End of quote. So, yeah, there you go. Let's talk about his stats as a player, though. 121 goals in 401 games for Partick Thistle. He will be remembered, honestly, he will be remembered as a legend, as a player, as a manager. Not quite, but look, he got the chance. It made sense to give him the chance. Why wouldn't you? It was, it seems like a match made in heaven, especially if he came in and he got them up. You have a guy that was playing there for like a decade, one of their top goal scorers in the history of the club. And for him to take them up, it would have been a dream come true. But in the end, it just proved that he wasn't good enough, unfortunately. And, they've fallen a long way off the top three. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that this move has been made, especially after, that 3-0 defeat against Raith Rovers. Had they lost 3-0 to, I don't know, anyone else, maybe he could have got another week. But I think it's the fact that they lost 3-0 to the team that realistically can catch them for fourth spot. It was just a matter of time until he was on the chopping block. I mean, he already was on the chopping block. It was just a matter of time until the knife came down, and that happened to be this morning. So yeah, now we need to find out who's going to be the next Partick Thistle manager. It's a decent job, and I'm sure there's some good candidates out there. And I mean, what about Stuart Kettlewell? Could Stuart Kettlewell possibly be the next Partick Thistle manager? We know that he is looking for a job after leaving Motherwell, and of course he left Motherwell, he didn't get sacked, so his reputation's still pretty good, although you could argue him leaving the club like that, because maybe that's damaged his reputation a little bit, but I'm certain that Partick Thistle would be interested in Kettlewell if he is willing to take that step down. But here, who knows? I say a step down, Partick Thistle could be a Premiership club next season. I mean, it's unlikely, because even if they do finish fourth, at this moment in time, they look a lot worse than Livy, Ayr and Falkirk, but I mean, you never know. I mean, a new manager could come in, he could get them playing well over the next few months, and Partick could be a totally different team by the time the playoffs come around for the Premiership. So it's going to be interesting to see who takes this job. Partick are a pretty decent club, so yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll have a video up later, probably looking at the managerial odds. And aye. Anyway, guys, that's it. Paracetamol time. Let's get on the Lemsips here. Could have done with something harder after that weekend, after Hearts got fucking robbed, but it is what it is. And obviously tonight it's Celtic Bayern Munich. Shout out to Celtic. Despite what a lot of people think in this channel, I am cheering for Celtic tonight. I'm supporting Celtic tonight. I want Celtic to beat Bayern Munich. Do I think it's going to happen? Unfortunately, no. I don't. I think Celtic can be competitive. I think Celtic can score goals if they start with Maeda, Jota and Kuhn up front, but I just don't see them beating Bayern Munich in Germany. I just don't. I mean, I could maybe see them, maybe a high-scoring draw at best, or potentially a high-scoring, but low deficit defeat. I could maybe see like a 3-2 Bayern. I'm thinking along those lines. But here, I mean, hopefully Celtic do it. It'll be one of the, I mean, it would probably be one of the biggest upsets in Scottish football. I don't want to say Scottish football history, but it would be a massive upset. It would be one of the biggest in recent memories. So here, hopefully they can do it. European preview show. Fucking hell, man. Preview show. You can't even review it, man. It's not even happened yet. Right, he's banging, guys. We're going to get some paracetamol. Shout out to Kris Doolan. What a guy. Unfortunately, just not good enough manager to take Partick back to the top flight. We'll catch you in the next one, and that's it. Till then, peace.